Yeah. Loading into the party was slow. I don't know if I want to go straight into playing siptah or if I'm going to exile Lance till the next patch comes out and fix all the broken console shit on siptah. I've been holding 4,500 down. There's been a big war going on. I let Rurik and his brother, they made alts to go help the other people fight, so it didn't show that we were helping. But they fixed archers. Archers don't jump off their platforms anymore. Yeah, I got 100 treasure seekers guarding the crevice. Well, you don't have to level them. They place with like 5k hit points on the archers and 5,500 on the fighters. You just give them a good bow, and I've been using up all that old flawless armor nobody wants anymore. Yeah, it's been taking all them fucking chests and chests and chest armor we had upstairs and fucking giving it to them fucking archers. Like, here, have some Camboosian. You get this, you get this. Yeah, I have boxes. I don't sort it by what gear it is. They're sorted by chest pieces, leg pieces, hands, and gloves. You get one out of each box. Whichever one's at the top of the list. Now, the outermost thralls, all they get's a gas mask and a bow. Well, I mean, if you give them a gas mask and put a thrall pot near them and throw gruel on it, you know, even if it's just 300 or 400 every day at raid time, you about can't kill the bastards up on their perches. Well, in the acid, and I gave them all like the Yogite mask with durability mods, so they're like fucking. It's about the same armor now as burning like a regular piece of armor off somebody. Because if you make the Yogite mask with the durability armor, they get a good amount of durability on them. Then you put the reinforcement kit on it that doubles it. And it gets it up there 1,000 something like a regular piece of armor. Well, I just started playing again after the last patch. Playing and seeing what the different armors and all that shit does. Kind of getting a feel for how siptah's going to be. For the beginning, you're not going to have to worry about it, cause fuck, everybody's going to be too busy trying to unlock shit to worry about raiding people. Learn. Man, and it'll always be there too. Like if you decide you want to go PvP, you just log into your conflict server once every week to make sure your decay timer's reset. Well, that's a good place to experiment, too. Like, because until this patch... Well... Well, from what I've seen, it ain't shit to get 60. And the thing is, when you transfer, I I don't know if you'll be able to transfer with any items. I think it's just a naked character and everything they learn. Oh, well, I could put a whole goddamn fucking base in my inventory. I think you might only be able to character transfer once, though. Well, for thralls, what you should do is just fucking make one on fucking just the exiled lands. Get all your thralls and shit where they're easy to get in the exiled lands and you know where everything's in, and transfer over with a full set of crafters. And some T-Moses. Oh, if you transferred over there with a fucking half inventory full of fucking T-Moses, you'd be fucking rich. Because from what I've seen about the thralls over there, they ain't nothing compared to the Exiled Lands thralls. But the Exiled Land thralls may get nerfed to make them equal. I've been running around with one of those old Dalencias from 4500, the like one that's still got like the 3.9 damage modifier. She fucking. And like I figured it out. Nobody on any of the videos has figured this out yet. Like up until this patch. Now there'll be some other shit come out. But the best weapons you can make for your thralls was that fucking table leg and the reinforced stone. Yeah, the table leg was like a two-handed mace, 71 damage and 40% armor pen. And the one-handed 64 damage with 40% armor pen. It's like thralls are like beating the shit out of stuff with those. Everybody else is still using Aja's Banes and shit. And I'm like, my fucking weapon's got 15 more damage on it than yours. Well, those damage crafter thralls, it seems like anything that requires like really expensive materials gets a little bit more damage added to it. Like if it costs a fragment of power to make it, it's going to be good. Like all the venom infused shit got a big buff. Like the two-handed venom infused sword now does 64 damage. It's not a bad sword to put on a two-handed thrall for farming like bosses that can be poisoned. Venom infused daggers on the thrall is actually pretty fucking sweet. The first thing I want to try to do though is when I get like I want to keep playing on 4500 for a little while, but I got to figure out like how to get the Aldarium, how they're going to put it into that game, and I got to get yeah. Yeah, one of the first things I gotta do though is be able to get in there and get me a saddle made for my fucking greater rhino. No, rhinos are beasts compared to horses. They ain't as fast or can't go as far, but they're way more stable. And they got like 1,000 armor instead of 200 armor. Like if you're on a rhino and you're lucky enough to catch somebody on a horse, you can dismount them, but you can't dismount somebody on a rhino on a horse. And rhinos have a attack while you're riding them too. You can hit shit with the horn and add bleed. So if you get a rhino that's got a lot of natural attack damage anyway, he might actually hit harder than you do on his back. I was watching a Firespark video where he's just farming the shit out of bosses on his rhino, and like one of its best healing foods I think is like a pretty cheap thing. So it just like regenerates health as fast as it takes damage. I've noticed meshing. I haven't found anybody meshed. And I logged on a server where I had a character logged out in the under mesh and it popped them out. Well, I know that they've had to have done something because it glitched out and you can't get crystal out of the crystal cave because if you go too far in, you die because it's a mesh texture glitch. It thinks you're under meshed when you're not and kills you. And it says you died from falling through the world. Oh, and crystal's been fucked, dude. I've been trading treasure seekers for 1,500 crystal for dudes. Well, if you hit it with your pig, you get it, but the node doesn't disappear. So it's in your way of getting any of the other nodes around it. And you have to, like, hit it with your pig, then pick it up with your hand. Then hit it with your pig, then pick it up with your hand. Yeah, I've been, like, just paying fucking people in treasure seekers. Cause I got a 2 8-man wheel right over by the city. I get up before work and fill it up. And then when I get home from work, right at raid time, they're all broke. And I take them off and fill it up again. So I get 32 treasure seekers a day. Now, they're fucking dirt on fighting. They will not finish combos. They do 3 of the 4 moves and stop. Well, and the thing is now, thralls only use the weapons they're supposed to. Like, if you give Timos a one-handed mace, he'll do the first move of a combo repeatedly. It won't do anything else. You give him back a two-handed weapon, he does full combos. And it can be any two-handed weapon. No, that actually was always supposed to have been a thing, and it didn't work right. And I read in one of the notes, they said they were fixing the penalties for using the wrong weapons. They've always supposed to have been, and they weren't. Fixing it makes it where they are. Yeah, so now you've got to give them the type of weapon they break with. And it can be any weapon of that type, you know. If they got an axe when they break, you can give them a mace. As long as it's a one-hander. That's why Liam's got so popular, because Liam is a one-hander, and he'll use one-handed mace very well. So everybody wanted Liam's because he uses one-handed maces and smacks. But if you want to fuck a Liam up, you just stick a Delencia on it. And I figured out, too, a Timos with fucking daggers, you can counter mace, because the daggers have hyper armor on the heavies. So they can, like, you know, face eat the fucking hits from the mace without getting knocked out of their combos. And if they're using Venom Infuse and stacking Bleed and Poison up in 1 or 2 combos, they've got stacks maxed. And the other fucking thralls got, you know, 10 stack of Poison, 20 stack of Bleed constantly, while he's not. And he's got double the health of any Liam, so... Sometimes triple. I got one that's got 16k on it right now. He had like a 95% chance to level of vitality and got fucking redeemed at the end. Well, the thing is, he also got like another one, like Cannibal or something, that was like a +8 to vitality and redeemed. I've got him in all strength gear and he's still got 15k health. If I put him in vitality gear, he gets up to about 18. Yeah. Oh, I gotta go too when I get in. I gotta go to the fucking undead dragon thing and ride the elevator down and click that fucking tablet and then go up to the Silent Legion temple and learn the new Silent Legion armors. Yeah, every time they've added shit like, well, when they did the Warmaker's done, I'm expecting it to be that way. It'd be nice if it isn't, but I'm going to expect it, so I'm not disappointed if it don't work. Oh, yeah. Well, there really hadn't been any way to, like, learn a lot of it, because siptah, you know, even though people have been playing it forever on PC, they're just now getting a lot of the new shit too. So they've been playing with like the limited version with no thrall camps, where they can only get thralls by doing that summoning bullshit. That's the thing. If you go over with a full set of thralls, you ain't even got to waste your fucking resources doing that fucking shit. You can use all that Althurium for gear. Oh, and like the Taskmasters. There's one Taskmaster that if you use him to craft Trojans, adds concussion damage. So the steel Trojans he makes are as good as a Cess Trojan. And you can repair them on the fly. You don't have to use a legendary repair kit. You can repair them out of your inventory with just steel. Alright, 10 gigs to go. I'm almost glad my internet trial expired. But when my internet trial expired, they didn't have any packages on the low fucking shit that I got on the trial. It was only like 25 meg package, so when they had to give me the next lowest package they offered, which is 50, which is making this download a hell of a lot better. It only made my bill go up like $15 a month. Like, you could get it cheaper if you did a 2-year contract. I'm like, nah, I don't do contracts. I don't know where I'm going to be in 2 fucking years. It's been like the past 2 years. Shit, I'm going to be in Alaska. Have a feeling the environment's getting ready to go through some dramatic, rapid changes. Been too fucking much seismic activity and too many volcanoes popping off lately. There's been more volcanoes erupt in the past year than there had been in my entire life up until the past year. Well, it started like a few years ago with that shit, like before Fukushima, them small earthquakes, and then you had the big earthquake, and then you've had a bunch of more earthquakes ever since then. Because when that Fukushima happened, it got me watching this dude on YouTube called Dutch and Sice, and all he does is like a daily or bi-daily update on seismic activity around the world. He's got like this real intense computer program that's tied into all the monitoring stations and shit, and can give real-time data and pull up like, oh, yesterday at 2 o'clock we had 3 miles underground in Uruguay, a 4.5, but if you look to the east and west of that, you had 2 smaller 3s and then a 2 on down the fault line. I don't know. Even though that kind of knowledge, there's nothing you can really do about it. It's always interested me. When I was young, I had the plan of one day getting enough fertilizer and ammonium nitrate